Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to Paranormal Whipples. I'm Ray, as always, but you should know that by now. You've been watching me for a while. And welcome along to another crazy episode. I'm going to say crazy because this is going to be something of a thing. I'm going to be talking about more about the British Ley Lines linking ancient sites. I spoke about ages ago, but of course I'm going to make it more up to date for people. Yeah, and that. So this is gonna be like a paranormal kind of ancient thing. So feel free to enjoy the live tonight. So I was gonna put this under Secret of the Stars for everyone that wants to go catch up on it later on. Normally these would be paranormal ones, but I don't going to be talking about ancient sites. That's why I'm delving into it on Secret of the Stars technically, because it's going to be absolutely crazy. But yeah, I hope everyone's having a good night. As always, if you enjoy this, please like, subscribe, and turn the notification bell on, and share me out to your friends on social media. But yeah, I hope you're all having a good day. Or good evening, or wherever you're watching it from. Let me know what you think about all this. Do you believe in ley lines? Do you not? It's going to be something crazy to talk about, in this episode. Right, let's just do that. That's perfect. Right. So I just called myself echoing, but anyways, everyone. Right. So, like I said, does anyone know anything about ley lines? If you don't, of course, I'll tell you a bit about them. Because there is some crazy ley lines around the country. There's St. Michael's. There's the St. Michael Ley Line. There's the Apollo and Athena Ley Line. There's the Bellinus Ley Line and the Canterbury Ley Line as well. I think there's another one, but I'm not. But they're some of the notable ones. And and of course, I'll tell you about some of the sites that link up with these ley lines. So if you want to do any traveling or you want to just find out for yourself, I will tell you which ones are on the site. So yeah, it's gonna be crazy. Right. So let's just get this image up for everyone. This is part of the London ley lines and that. As you can see, like the Canterbury line is there. Look, comes right through Greenwich and that. But you notice on this one through Greenwich, look, because Greenwich is part of the triangle here. You have Caesar's Well there. You have the Hampstead Tumulus there. But then if you go through this ley line that comes from Canterbury all the way through, right here it gets interesting because you have the Houses of Parliament all around there, St James's Palace, Westminster Abbey, Tot Hill Mound, Suffolk Cathedral, Tower of London, Downing Street, I presume, would also be in this area if you want to go further. Then you have Kensington Palace on the outskirts, but look, you'll go all that Kensington Palace is on that lay underneath. So it's like very crazy, you know. But yeah, I'll show you Lampstead Tumulus as well, everyone, so you know what that is. Right. Is everyone ready to see Lampstead Tumulus? Ta-da! It's just trees. Just trees, everyone. It's a cluster of trees there. But this is where, if you come back here, this is where it converges, look, most of this triangle, look. Everything converges, apart from this Canterbury Ley Line, converges up here onto this cluster of trees. Why? Any ideas? I don't know. But it's really interesting to find out, you know, everyone. But it is kind of interesting why it goes over to a cluster of trees, everyone. But then you also over in the southeast corner, if you saw, you have a thing called Caesar's Well. No, Caesar's not well, he's dead, but you get what I mean. Basically, Caesar's Well is in Wimbledon. Alright. It's in Wimbledon Common, which is all crazy of all places. Alright. Hang on. I'm going to get you a clear picture of it. There we go. There's Caesar's Well in Wimbledon Common. Look at it. Kind of crazy though. So we have a cluster of trees up here. Everything converges from down here. Look. Down here you have Caesar's Well, which is a water source. And then obviously you have Greenwich over here, but you know what I mean? Like, see, look, Canterbury Tower. And if you don't know what some ley lines are, basically they're like energy, like passageways. They kind of always converge on historical or ritualistic or like significant sites. So if I put in Canterbury Tower, for example, as you can see here, there's a thing there. Right, hang on, not Canterbury Tavern. I don't want the pub. I don't want to get boozed. Canterbury Tower. Here we go. Right. Look, see. So if I go in and put Canterbury Tower haunted, do we get anything? Yes. See, it's frequently cited as haunted due to its long dramatic history. Right. So see. So let's do Park Crescent, everyone. Look. That's Park Crescent, everyone. And one of the most famous areas in London. Right. Put in haunted. Do you see how this ain't got any? Look, it's not particularly haunted, but you get the gist. Like, that's not particularly haunted, but it's in the middle of, look, it's just a ley line. So it's like crazy, if you know what I mean. Um, right, right. I'm now on the St. Michael ley line, what I'm going to tell you about. Right, is a famous 350-mile straight alignment from southern England up to Bury St. Edmunds, right? But does anyone know why it's called St. Michael? I'll give you a couple of seconds, everyone. Can anyone guess why it's called the St. Michael line? Hello, everyone who's just tuning in. So can anyone tell me why it's called the St. Michael line? So I'll give you a couple more seconds, everyone. Right. It's called the St. Michael line because of the St. Michael's Mount in Cornwall. St. Michael's Mount is like a famous place, right? It's an island as well, but it's a famous place in Cornwall. Um, um there's a good picture. That's St. Michael's Mount in Cornwall, everyone. Look at it. It's kind of crazy to think about, you know? But this is where one of the ley lines starts, right? Right down here. Which is kind of crazy to think about, everyone. But that goes right through many sites. And it's also called Michael for a funny reason, not funny in a bad way, but but in a good way. I mean, funny in like a coincidental way. It's called say Michael because of the Archangel Michael. But you look at the ley line. It goes straight through. Look, right up to Upton here, right? In Norfolk, right? But what sites can you see along here? You can see Glastonbury, like Glastonbury Tor, Hampstead, Arup, just Castle there, Stonehenge, Oliver's Castle, and that. And you're wondering, like, what are some of these places like? Look. There you go. Look. The Ilford is known locally as Oliver's Castle, see? It's an Iron Age Ilford, see? So it's got historical relevance. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, look. So it's kind of crazy to think. They're not knowing it's just called Oliver's Castle, but it's an historical relevance site, right? So let's look at another one. I just saw on the thing. Right, let's go, I don't know, Ogbourne St. George. Let's go Ogbourne St. George. What's in Ogbourne St. George, I wonder, right? And it's a church. Lo and behold, right, it's a church. Right? So you know what I'm saying? It's kind of not coincidental, but it's like weird. There's a church there that's haunted, and there's like another place they say. But like history again with a church thing. So let's go for another one. Let's try that one. So the Whittingham Clumps, right? Home of the Synodon Castle. Right? Synodon is derived from the Celtic for old fort. So again, it's like another Oliver's Castle. Right? Used to like for a battle reference, basically. And you're wondering what does it look like? Well, this is where it's going to get crazy for you, everyone. I know this picture don't look too good, so I apologise. That is it. Look at it. If something was built on there, you wouldn't be surprised because look at the way that it grass and hills and everything round and everything is like, you know. You know what I mean? So it's like kind of crazy to think about. St. Michael's, go look at it up, that ley line, because that's one of the most famous here in the country. But we've got a couple more that are famous in this country. And the next one is the Apollo Athena ley line. It's a pair of sacred energy alignments, right? That connects, right? Skellig Michael in Ireland to the Acropolis of Rhodes in Greece. Yes, the Acropolis of Rhodes. You didn't hear me wrong, everyone. So basically, this ley line is even more nuts, right, everyone? Hello, Tim. Right, so I'm going to show you now. I'm alright, thanks. Are you okay? Right, hang on, I'm going to try and get something better up on the picture. Yeah, you just missed my St. Michael's one. Ley Line. Right. I'll see if I can get this up because it's not clear, but it's the one that actually says all the sites. Right. So forgive me everyone for the quality. Right, this is the Apollo and Athena line. But look, go from Skellig Michael in Ireland, St. Michael's Mount again. That powerful fucking connection. Then St. Michel, then there, look. And it's down here in Rhodes in Greece, right? Go through Greece there. Finishes down here. But the crazy thing is, right, everyone. Like I said, you can probably put some of these places in on Google, right? And find out that they're haunted or something. You know what I mean? So hang on. Let's do a ley line test alright again. Right, so let's do Skellig Michael, right, in Ireland. Skellig Michael haunted. Skellig Michael is considered haunted and deeply mysterious, right? Particularly around Skellig's lighthouse, where people have reported stuff, right? Which is kind of crazy as well, right? But yes, this is Skellig Michael, if you remember, everyone. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site as well, which is kind of crazy. And that. Look at it. UNESCO World Heritage Site. Kind of interesting, isn't it, everyone? Right, let's do another one. Right, let's do the Acropolis of Rhodes. Right. Part of the Acropolis of Rhodes here, everyone. So let's find out if that's haunted, shall we? Or at least got anything. So that's an historical site. Has it got any paranormal relevance? No, see? More an historical thing. So see, these ley lines don't just go through paranormal sites. They go through relevant, like, historical sites like this. So it's like, trying to see it's a 2,000-year-old thing. See, but why do ley lines go through historical sites, everyone? That's a question to ask you all. This is Delphi as well in Greece, right? Look how preserved this is. Let's see if it's haunted, shall we? Or if it's like another just historical site, right? No, Delphi, Greece. There you go. Like, see all the stuff that you can get there. See, look. So it's kind of crazy if you think about it from my point of view. You know? Like an highly charged triangle, if you know what I mean. Right. Now, let's shift our attention from the Apollo and that line. The Apollo and Athena line to the Belinus line. 400 miles from north to south, right? Goes from the Isle right to Durness in Scotland, right? Goes through major locations like Winchester, Birmingham, and Dunfermline, right? So, let's look at a picture of it then, shall we, everyone? Hello, everyone just tuning in. Look, see? Isle of Wight, look, Winchester, Dragonhill, Stratford, Birmingham, Manchester, Lonsdale, Kirkby, Carlisle, Dunfermline, Black Isle. So the Canterbury lines are real, obviously, like the last one we're going to be talking about. So what's Dragonhill, everyone? Your one, I presume people are wondering going to be saying. Let's find out, shall we? That's Dragonhill. Isn't it crazy? I wonder why it's called Dragonhill, everyone. Find out. It's a small hillock immediately below the Uffington White Halls, right? Dragonhill is a natural chalk hill with an artificially flattened top. St. George, according to legend, St. George slew the dragon here. A bare patch of chalk upon which no grass will grow is purported to be where the dragon's blood spilled. It has been suggested, though, as some sort of Iron Age ritual site associated with a nearby hill figure. It's part of the National Trust, right? Kate Bush used this one for cloud busting. The from Kate Bush. But yeah, so everything looks like it meets just where that Dragonhill, if you think about it. Because if you just saw that picture, look, and Canterbury line goes through it. So I'll show you the Canterbury line, Ley Line. Now, hang on. Look. Why does it go through Dragonhill? What's special about Dragonhill, everyone? Look. 450 feet off in height. You know what I mean? Kind of crazy, if you ask me, why everything comes through Dragonhill. I want to know why, though. If anyone's got any ideas, let me know. Right, so let's look at some of these bloody ancient sites then. So Bar Beacon is one of the sites on the British Ley Line. So now I point in Walsall, and you're going to be pointing one in. What's relevant about Bar Beacon? It's a war memorial. Look. So you see what I'm saying, everyone? It's like there's not paranormal relevance, but let's just check if there's any hauntings around it, right? The Beacon Hotel situated near Bar Beacon is reportedly haunted by a 1930s barmaid who passed away after falling down the stairs. But you see what I mean? What other ones are there? You also have St. Catherine's Hill in Winchester, which is crazy. Well, and that's crazy because I know that one because it's got crazy lines, everyone. Um, Look at it. Look. That's St. Catherine's Hill, but that's kind of crazy. Um, in Cumbria, we have Long Meg and her daughters, which is crazy. Long Meg, shut up, Meg. Peter Griffin joke there. But these are Long Meg. This is Long Meg and her daughters. Interesting site, everyone, because this site, that site you saw there, right? Basically, it's Neolithic stone circles. Yes, Neolithic, everyone, right? Which is kind of nuts to think about, right? They come from 1500 BC, right? William Wordsworth also said William Wordsworth did write that this is part from Stonehenge. That this is a different. This is another wonder of the UK. But basically, local legend claims that this Long Meg was a witch who, with her daughters, was turned to stone for profaning the Sabbath as they danced wildly on the moor. The circle is supposedly endowed with magic, so that it's impossible to count the same number of stones twice. But if you do, then the magic is broken, basically. So you know what I mean? It's kind of crazy if you ask me, right? And we'll do one more. This is looping stains and girdle stains. A pair of stone circles positioned on the bank of the river Esk. It's kind of crazy, everyone. Look. These stone circles seem to go everywhere in the UK. Can't go anywhere without hearing about a stone circle. But basically these ones, right? There's a line of stones that lead south to the girdle stain from Lupin. Near Eskdelmer. I don't know. Sorry, Scottish people. You might tell me. But yeah, it's like a. So basically, there were two other stone circles nearby, but they've been ruined and almost imperceptible. Right? Oh, like they can't get fucking. Like basically, how can I put it in a double way? If they try to do stuff on it, it's too small to be noticed, basically. So they're not bothering with them ones. So basically, this line of stones leads from Lupin or Lupin or Lupin or Lopin or Lopin. I think it's Lopin. To Girdle, right? It's like it's like it's like an avenue, right, or road, right? It's possible that this is the remains of the avenue linking the two stones. So we have a lot of stone circles basically in the UK. Feel free to go and research them because there's a lot. But yeah. Right. Hi, Jen. You alright, darling? Right. So the big one, the Canterbury Ley Line, as I was talking about earlier, runs through London. Right? London being a crazy part. Because this ley line from Canterbury I'm just going to say now it's got some really crazy sites on it. Downing Street, you could technically say Downing Street's on the line. So it's like, right, so but I'll tell you I'll tell you some of the stuff, right? Right. I'll tell you some of the sites on the Canterbury Ley Line. You have Canterbury Cathedral, which is obvious. Right? You have St. Augustine's Abbey, right? St. Augustine's Abbey, right, was a missionary from Rome who baptized the pagan King Ethelbert of Kent, right? This St. Augustine's Abbey is in Canterbury as well, right? St. Martin's Church, that's in Canterbury as well, right? So can you guess, right? What other sites could be linked onto Canterbury Ley Lines? Like I said, Downing Street is definitely on it, and I know you confirmed Downing Street is haunted. I'd looked at that before. So you also have Abbey Door in Hertfordshire. And if you don't know what Abbey Door is, I'm going to get you a picture up now. right? Coming. Boom! This is Abbey Door. It's a monastery, 12th century monastery in Herefordshire. And oh my god, I thought I was a spirit then for a second. Right. So shall we see if Abbey Door is haunted, everyone? To start proving our thing. It is, Jen. Right. Abbey Door haunted? It is indeed. Look. White robe just on the area. Hang on a minute. White robe. Did someone catch a spirit on camera? Things that did not happen for £300. I'm joking. No, honestly though, that is incredible if they did catch that. But yeah, some of these places though that are on these ley lines, you wouldn't know of it any other way, right? Yeah, the Houses of Parliament lay on the ley line. Gloucester Cathedral does. No, I'm going to just see if there's other things. Hang on. Interesting. Interesting. Cordon long barrel is also in the line of firing. That's in the site. Beautiful picture. Right? This is in the ley line, right? Part of the alignment that includes Trusted Church, right? But go. But look, there's also something here. Look. 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 Energy vortex in the Sainsbury's car park. Look. But yeah, these. You need to go and look for these through these ley lines yourself, everyone, because some of these sites could run through places near you. You know, but that's what it's apparently supposed to be. What you know, it's even where I used to live. That's supposed to be like the representation of what it would have been like back in the day, right? Right. Um, there's a ley line near Matlock, which is crazy. Didn't even know that. Fucking hell. But hang on, I'll show you something here, everyone. Someone mapped the entire ley lines in the country, right? Right. Look at this, right? Look, that's the St. Michael line. But you look at this. All the ley lines that in the country converge here. And where is this near? Just outside of B&B. And whereabouts is this place located? Parsley A. So let's find out what's in Parsley A. Parsley A history. Look. No, I'm Ungary. Not hungry, I'm Ungary. But yeah. Why do all the sites line up there? Look. Look. There's Matlock, look, see? There's one through Matlock Bath where, funny enough, that could actually go through that miners area. Miners Museum. But yeah, everything lines up near enough there, look. So the Ace Ridge Ley Line, the Skolmere Hill, southeast, east, northeast, northern, northwest, and North Wales all line up in the middle of the near the middle of the country, look. But then you get to Scotland and it's another weird story altogether. Look. The ley lines in Scotland are weird. Look. What the hell is going on in Scotland? Look. Yeah. These ones all meet up in the same area. That one doesn't. That one meets up on this one. That then turns into the northern one and goes right up here to Holy Island of Lindisfarne. Funny enough. That one from down here goes all the way up. But in Scotland, it's Pentagon. Danny, they all link up near enough. So that one obviously as well, St. Michael's. So what's going on with these ley lines then, everyone? Surely these ones would all be coming down here and all. But they all converge, look. Look where all these converge. Isle of Moy. Or Isle of Moy. Right, what's on the Isle of Moy, everyone? Let's find out. The Isle of Moy is a small private island in Loch Moy. It was the historical seat of the chiefs of Clan Macintosh from the 14th century. Mad. So this area, right here, is where all the ley lines converge. In Scotland. So yeah, kind of interesting, don't you think, everyone? You ask me. I'll look to see if there's any in South Wales for you, Jen, but check. There is one. I think there is one in South Wales. I just had the one up which went through real, Tim. And there's a ley line that goes through Wales. South Wales, Jen. I found it. Is the K Leon or K Leon ley line? Look, goes from Newport all the way up to where we were in the kind. Look. So yeah, that's the ley line that runs through South Wales. So yeah, it's kind of interesting when you think about it, everyone. Like these ley lines are like crazy. like I said, go to do some research for yourself. I'd say spend a good few minutes on it, because it's like, not in a bad way, but you don't know what's on there. Like, I could just be telling you some of the sites, but anything near you, just go and look at it and then link it. If it's not, then just see if it's haunted. If it's haunted, there's a chance that the activity is stronger there. If it's not haunted, then it's just an historical site with some relevance. Like, you know. But I'm getting this here anyway, because I'm going to chill for a little bit. In Discord, so feel free to come in and check done that. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn the notification bell on, everyone. Big love to you all. I'll be back on again later. So see you all later. Big love to you all, and have a good night.